Hello, my insurance industry peeps. My name is Brad Montgomery. I'm a business keynote speaker, and I speak a ton in the insurance world. And welcome to this video series on avoiding or recovering from worker burnout if you're an insurance pro. So first of all, we just got to validate. Yeah, it's a thing. Burnout is a thing in every industry, but often in insurance, it can feel overwhelming and repetitive. You can feel like you're on a hamster wheel, and burnout is a thing. So let's talk about some very specific tips, tactics, and strategies that you can incorporate quickly that are proven to help. And that's an important word, proven. This is based in science. Some of these ideas feel a little bit like common sense, but don't discount them. It's a highly studied phenomenon, burnout, and these things are proven to help. So let's get started with tip number one. How do you avoid or recover from burnout and from insurance? Remember why you started that job. Well, so sure, it could have been, well, your uncle hired you and you just needed a job, but it could be that it was something more important or more exciting, like, holy cow, I'm in an amazing industry. We are helping our customers and clients manage risk in a way that allows them to run businesses, in a way that allows them to build infrastructure, in a way that allows them to live their life, in a way that allows them to have health care. When you do that, you realize, that's pretty cool. Where were you on your first day of work? Get excited again. On your first day of work, you were not going, oh crap, I can't believe I'm working in the insurance industry. You were pumped. Take a visit back to your old self and remember what that feels like. You had a good job then. You still have it. It's just a little bit more complicated. Second tip, focus on the impact you're making. It's related to number one, but it's subtly different and important. What is the impact? So instead of saying, oh my gosh, I have to get through this stack of paperwork or emails, or oh my gosh, I have to fill out another form, or oh my gosh, I have to do another ton of research for another client who's trying to figure out something. Well, it could feel like drudgery, but if you focus on what impact you're making and how you are helping, it can really help lower the stress you're feeling, lower the tension you're building, and alleviate some of that burnout. So, your impact could be very simple. If you're dealing with a single identity, a single person, what impact are you having them? They are nervous. They are overwhelmed. They don't understand how the insurance world works. You're having a huge impact on their life because you're a problem solver. You are giving this gift of something they clearly need and do not understand. And you're delivering it in a way that makes it digestible, affordable, and wildly useful. This is going to change their life. It's going to change their business. It's going to change their health. It's going to change their family. And if you're working for insurance on more of an organizational level, so think of that. What are you doing? My daughter works in insurance for municipalities. She's making it possible for fire stations to be fire stations. She's making it possible for hospitals to do their important work as hospitals. She makes it possible for entire towns and governments to function, because without insurance, they would dissolve. They are absolutely requiring what she offers. Focus on the impact you're making and watch your burnout decrease. Let's tip the hat before I give you my last two ideas. You know that if I were to offer you in one video the solution for your life, I'd be lying, right? So that's my way of saying, you still have stress. You still have a toxic workplace. I hope not, but you might. You still have these things that I cannot control and you cannot control. That doesn't make these simple and basic techniques work. So they're super valuable. Stay with me. Number three, let's align your values with your tasks. What does that mean? That means start to think about what is it that you feel like is important for you as a human? What is your personal mission statement? And then see how many points of your job completely align with your mission statement, and then enjoy it. Watch the relief start. So it goes like this. Everybody on the planet wants to be a good person. We all want to be helpers. We all want to be of service. Well, start thinking of all the things you're doing in your job that are of service and helpful to other people and organizations. So it's similar to aligning yourself with other people's values, but just remember that because of you and the job you are part of, and the industry you are part of, You're allowing amazing good things to happen. You're allowing people to thrive. You're allowing organizations to exist. You're managing risk in a way that keeps this industry and this country and your community and your family going. Are you kidding me? How cool is that? It helps when you're dealing with the drudgery of some specific task, or maybe this week you have to do those awful reports you've been dreading all year. Yeah, you still have to do them. But if you remind yourself, wait a minute, check this out. I mean, this kind of sucks, but I'm really part of something that is a good industry that I'm proud of. I'm helping move the needle to make things better for everybody. How cool is that? And for insurance folks worrying about burnout or dealing with burnout, well, I've got a fourth tip for you. Set some goals that help align you with your purpose. So what does that mean? That means if you're dealing with something that makes you feel overwhelmed right now and burnt out, start thinking about, well, I have a few goals and I can address them, and that will help. So maybe your goal is to constantly be a learner. You want to be a lifelong learner and constantly improve your skill sets. So there is not a good boss on the planet who doesn't want to hear from an employee, hey, I really want to pick up some skills over here. Is there some way I can start learning that in order to make myself better at my job, more efficient, smarter, better, fewer mistakes? If part of your values and your goals are to learn stuff, you've got something. Maybe one of your goals is to be a collaborator. Maybe you don't like working alone. What are the ways you can work with others and collaborate with others while you're on this job? So sometimes that's a mentor. Sometimes that's an advocate. Sometimes that's literally working across the desk from somebody as you both do a repetitive, boring task. So you just feel like you're not alone. And let's talk about the mentorship and advocacy thing, because that's important. If you are a lone wolf and maybe you're working out of your home, or you just feel alone because you're in cubicle land and you're kind of in a lonely area, it's really important that you do what every employee on the planet should do, which is to find a mentor and an advocate who cares about you and wants to push you and your career forward. So it's not up to them to find you, it's up to you to find them. So let me give you an example. I've interviewed on my podcast and worked with a woman who is just a rock star at a massive Fortune 100 company. So she's really top leadership, and it's a big deal because she's one of the only women in top leadership. And the other thing that I'll tell you about her is her success is documented, meaning compared to her other teams, she has almost no loss. Her retention is insane. People love working for her. Well, that's because she allows people to come to her. So when people come to her, and she really encourages women, when they come to her and say, you know what, I don't know you that well, but I've heard about you and I know your position, of course. Is there any chance I could sit with you and have coffee, or just talk about how to do well in this company and how to, I don't really know how to shape my career, but you might have some hints for me because I'm younger than you and less experienced than you of how to do that. She just brings them in with open arms, and suddenly, you know, they're her new project because she feels like she wants to be a helper. That's a long story, but my point is, one way you can avoid burnout is to be part of that process. Find somebody who will help you move your job forward, that help you set goals and purpose. And by the way, if you're more senior, and that could mean more senior by 6 months, or it could mean more senior by 6 years or 30 years, it's unbelievably satisfying and helps deal with burnout by becoming an advocate or a mentor for people who are looking for some help. I know. All right, my insurance peeps, you've got this. It's not easy, but avoiding burnout is possible. You know, like I said, we can't wave a magic wand and make everything about your job that's horrible or difficult or stressful go away. But all of us have those things in our jobs. So your task now is just what are some simple tests that help alleviate the pain and help me get through to the next step in a way that'll help me keep me mentally healthy, highly productive, a good person for my family and my friends, but also an awesome employee. And all of those things are within your grasp. It's not easy. I'm just telling you, you've got this. Thanks, everybody.